Okay guys, we have a lot of catching up to do. So I've been having some pretty bad luck with bikes lately, and as of right now, 2 of my e-bikes are out of commission. So let me tell you guys what happened, but before I do that, what do you guys think of this camera angle? Is it too shaky? I feel like it might be too shaky. I did just order a brand new DJI Action 2, which has a lot better image stabilization, so maybe then I can do shots like this. Oh no, I think you guys are slipping. Yeah, you guys are definitely slipping. How's that? So my new favorite bike, the Crooked Path, you know, the one that folds in half, it's white. I just started to do my upgrades in it. That bike, about 2 weeks ago, while I was riding it, luckily it was at the tail end of a 17-mile ride, the bike completely died. It shut off, and the battery wasn't dead yet. It still had a good amount left. So that was a little bit disconcerting, but you know, I did the usual. I took out the battery, I charged it up, I did the whole 9 yards on it, but I just could not get the bike to turn back on. It was completely unresponsive no matter what I did. So I emailed the company. I was like, yo, bro, what's up with this? Really amazing customer service. And we initially thought that the controller must have broken. So I followed his instructions. I opened up the bike and I checked all of the connections on the controller and looked for any signs of obvious damage. I mean, everything looks pretty good. So unless something shorted out or the controller is fried, this should work. It's a tough angle. Okay, battery is on. Let's try putting on the bike. Yeah, still nothing. It's completely dead. And it was at this point that I borrowed a voltage meter to test out the battery, make sure it has a current. But there's no reason the battery shouldn't work because the bike only has like 250 miles on it. But at last I did my testing and I could not get a reading from the battery. So that means the battery must have been faulty straight out of the factory. Maybe something was wrong with one of the cells and it just didn't hold up. And you guys are like falling over again. Man, I really gotta fix this camera setup I got here. I might just put you guys back on my face. But let's try one more time. So what I did is I supplied all the photographic evidence of this to the company, and they're gonna in turn give it to their supplier and see if they can get a warranty claim, because the battery should have definitely lasted a lot longer than this. But in the meantime, I'm out of a bike. It's completely dead, unusable, and that's why I'm on the Fido T1. I got a couple 100 miles on this bike now, and I've really been enjoying it, minus one small hiccup. I got a flat tire. You guys see that? Nail in tire.
Hello?
Are you in town?
Yeah, just getting back in.
Could you pick a brother up? I just got a flat tire.
Let's laugh at his misery.
Do you think the bike can fit in that sedan? Oh no, that's gonna be tough. Okay, well the handlebars can't go in. Maybe the back. Alright, back end first. You wanna make sure we don't scratch it? Like kind of guide it. Okay, okay. I'm hooked. I got it. God, what's with all this trash?
Dude, I just dumped shit.
Can we leave it like that?
Yeah, just pop in there, hold the back wheel as we go downhill.
Okay, friend, let's do this. Oh gosh. I got it. And there's the freaking culprit. Let's see how long this thing is. That's what did it, guys.
You know what's hilarious too?
Here's the nail. And the timing was just impeccable because that was just a couple of days after my Crooked Path bike died, and then the replacement goes ahead and gets a flat tire. So like I said, I've just been having awful luck with e-bikes lately, But since then, I did go ahead and change the inner tube. The bike is working just fine, the Fido one. And, you know, flat tires happen. It's really not the fault of this bike. So that brings you guys up to speed with the current situation. It really is unfortunate that the Crooked Path bike, after 250 odd miles, is out of commission. And it might be that way for a while if they don't send me a replacement battery. Okay, but now let's do a little update on the Fido T1 e-bike, because this has risen to the occasion and done a pretty good job replacing the hole left in my heart by the Crooked Path bike. Now, the reason why this has become my main go-to bike is mostly because of the battery. This has a pretty massive battery, 20 amp hours, so it could easily get me where I need to be, and it's a very useful bike because of that. Also, I've been using it to go grocery shopping because I'm e-bike all the time now. I don't have a car, so the front rack, I think you guys can kind of see the front rack here, that's been very handy for food shopping, and again, it just makes this a very usable bike. And I would say the third big reason why I've been using this bike and really enjoying it is the comfort. You guys can see my riding position, it's very upright. So yeah, after having ridden this bike more, those are the things that have made this bike my new go-to. It has a good amount of range, it's super useful with all the racks, and it's comfortable. I mean, it's a pretty solid bike. Getting a flat tire was definitely a rough spot in the relationship, but you know, it happens. No bike is perfect. And speaking of not being perfect, there are some things I don't like about this bike. The biggest by far is the brakes. These are mechanical disc brakes. I only have maybe 200-300 miles in the bike, and I already have to adjust them because my front brake the cable's fully stretched out. The lever can almost touch the handlebar. And another slight annoyance is that the chain has fallen off the front chain ring a couple of times. So I definitely wish they had a chain guard on both sides of the chain ring. My Crooked Path bike has that, and this one doesn't, which is kind of confusing, and because that chain falls off a couple times. But I mean, these are all small complaints. Overall, the bike is pretty solid. Oh yeah, and one more negative is the display. So they did send me a new display. This is going to come standard on all future bikes. It looks exactly the same as the old display, but it does give you 2 more bits of information. You can now switch it to miles per hour, which I'm kind of shocked it didn't have that out of the factory. And now you have a speed distance. So like right now I went 6 miles this trip. But overall, it's really not that huge of an improvement. I still don't have a voltage readout. So yeah, not the most useful display ever, but aside from that, when you zoom out and weigh the pros and cons, and when you consider the price, this is sub 2,000 bucks, I've been enjoying this bike, and that's why I'm currently sitting on it when my other bike is out of commission. It gets the job done, and I like it. But I can see my GoPro is falling over again, so I'm gonna end the video here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did and you're still watching, you guys know we appreciate a like. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.